Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Messerschmitt, One here, back with another video, another World of Tanks review, and this is the German Grosstraktor Krupp. Well, let's start up as we always do, with our favorite comment, and this time it's a comment that I'm really happy for, and it was from Ace FW190 or Focke-Wulf190, I presume. Thank you so much for the comment. And he even pretty much defended me. Maybe not the right word to say, but he left a really great comment under a guy criticizing me. Well, criticism is not the right word. He just said that I was full of shit on the movie versus facts review Fury Tiger tank scene, which really doesn't help me in any way, because okay, if I'm so full of shit, what do I get wrong then? And of course I have not gotten any answer from him. I actually asked him that question in the comments and I didn't get an answer. And then Mr. Ace Focke-Wulf190 comes in and leaves a amazing comment with a lot of support. So, well, thank you so much. I was really happy about it, and I, of course, responded to it as soon as I could. Now, let's get over to the tank, which is pretty much as fun as reading the comment. This is a tier 3 medium premium tank. It's a pretty rare medium, rare premium, but also medium, so well, it's rare, so it's only for sales sometimes in the premium shop, and it's not always available. I think it will be available around Christmas, and it will be available around special occasions, just like the it was on sale at the same time as the T-3485M. So when this tank is on sale, this tank will maybe also be there. So keep a look at look out for it. And well, let's go the stats first. It has a very healthy 320 hit points for tier 3. Now this can get up into tier 5, in which case you're fucked. I mean, you are completely dead, because this thing has no armor. It weighs only 16.66 tons, but you can equip it to weigh 18 tons, although there's no equipment that will make it that heavy. It has a really good 250 engine horsepower, which get this up into 44 kilometers per top speed, and this is actually really big. If you take this in comparison to the Panzer IV, you see there's not really, it is a little bit longer than a Panzer IV, and but it has a quite low profile, a little bit taller than the Panzerkampfwagen S 335 739, but it is really good. But it has a really healthy 46 degrees of traverse. It doesn't seem a lot, but this is pretty much a really big vehicle, especially if you take it into comparisons with other German tanks like the Panzer II Aus D, that little piece of shit. So yeah, but this comes at a cost. Armor: 14 millimeters on hull and turret front, 8 at sides, 8 at the rear. This thing is pretty much not going to survive anything high explosive. I mean, if you get hit by a tier 5 122mm howitzer, you're fucked. I mean, and if you meet headsers with the 105mm, you're fucked if I just normal armor piercing shells. So this thing cannot survive in tier 5. It just can't, and that brings us over into to the gun, the short barrel 75mm gun. These guns in German are actually called Stobs, which is the same in Norwegian, and that is just bottom of the tree. It literally means, you know, when you cut a tree and have the bottom left, that's Stob. I don't know what it is in English because I'm Norwegian, but yeah, that was the nickname for them. And this is a 75 caliber, as mentioned. Rate of fire is really healthy, almost 11 rounds per minute, but with crucible and arms, you will get this thing to fire pretty goddamn quickly. Penetration, that's a doozy. Only 43 millimeters of armor piercing effect. That is not good, but again, you're in tier 3. You can meet tier 2s in this thing. And some tier 1s even. 85 millimeters on the high explosive anti-tank shells, and only 38 millimeters on the high explosive. But the high explosive is still quite effective against lower tier tanks. Let us just see on the prices. You know, it costs 30 credits for their arm piercing, so don't spare ammo, just fire, and you can really get away with 5 high explosive shells in a battle and still get off with a good credit bonus. This is a really good money maker for tier 3. It almost has tier 5 credit making. I shit you not, it is really good. Average damage is, this thing will tow. If there's a tier 2 tank that has a bad enough day to run into you in a back street, you two-shot him. You two-shot most enemy tier 2s with this gun. There's very few that can survive multiple hits, and some tier 3s also goes down with 2 shots, especially light tanks. And the high explosive is not so much damage, but if you land it on top of the engine deck on hostile tanks, you really fuck him up. Accuracy is expected horrible. You know, this thing can miss on a bar. Yeah. Aiming time, not as really good, 2.2 seconds, so Captain has gun main drive. And yeah, but the gun has also several funny features. Depression is extremely good. I think it goes down pretty much all the way to here. It can almost shoot on itself. It's really well. It has really well performance. But it is the elevation on this thing that is absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, you cannot, when you have the sights in of tanks, this thing can aim higher than you can actually set your sights. So to get this gun to get up on its maximum traverse, which is actually almost 90 degrees. I think it's something like 75 degrees of upwards traverse. It won't just stop at 90 degrees to the turret, it will go all the way up here. And that is amazing for this gun. So if there's someone coming above you, you can shoot them, no problem. And the turret traverse speed is a healthy 41 degrees per second. View range is okay, and signal range is also quite good. Now, how do you play this thing? Well, you kind of have to take a hit and run method with this, but you have to have time to aim. So you are in a support role, obviously, you're in medium, so you're going to support role, but the amount of damage that you can dish out with this thing, if you if people don't engage you and concentrate on others, the amount of trouble one of these can create is truly astonishing. I mean, they will seriously fuck up your vehicle. They're like a Panzer 100 with a turret on their freeze. if you are in Tier 5 games, you're dead. I mean, good luck, because you have 14 millimeters maximum armor thickness. You will not survive. Just take my word for it. Artillery is gonna love you, especially Tier 5 artillery, or Tier 4. They're just gonna love you. But I really like this tank. It's actually one of my favorites. It's kind of my party tank. It's kind of the German Tag. You know, you got this thing and you got the Tag. You know, it's just a German derpiness. It's a derpy Tag, alright? It's just the most... It is pretty much almost as KV2 derp. I love it. Equipment fit, wet ammo rack. This thing gets its ammo rack knocked out quite quickly, so just get that handgun main drive. Absolutely not a bad idea. The last is you can go with ventilation. Don't go with camo net because you have the speed, so why would do that? Go to the optics, not a terrible RDE. Medium spall liner. You have so low armor from the outset that it won't really matter a whole lot. A toolbox, and yeah, you know, it's only a Tier 3. I just spend a lot of money on it because it is one of my favorites. You may feel differently. Crews, it has 6 crews, so it's a really good crew trainer, and of course this premium tank you can get any crews from any tanks you want and just plump, stuff them in here and you're ready to go. It does make a lot of credits and a lot of money, and in my opinion it's one of the funnest tanks I've ever driven. You kind of have to get used to it. You have to play it a little bit like a light tank, but if you like the playstyle and like to have fun, you're going to enjoy this tank. Now let's go over to the price before I jump into replay. It's going to cost you a bit. I think I got mine for let's just see. I mean, it costs as much as a SU100i. I maybe a bit more, but with me it was with 1 month of premium gold. I mean, I think I was 3,500 gold with this, and this swap plus garage spot. And for that price, definitely get it. I really am not interested in gold or the premium thing, but if you can get this just standalone for a low price, get it. And even with premium and gold, it's not really that bad idea. It's really is good and enjoyable to play. And when that's said, well, let's jump into the replay. So here we are in the Grosstraktor replay, and in this replay you are going to see just what kind of combination this tank has and play style. You're going to see the gun operating both well and the problems with it. Also I do, because of this gun has RNG, you can see what happens if you're really unlucky. So I begin to drive down to cover the open space down at the center of the map, and now the battle begins, and M2 medium shows up, and I really want to take a shot at him. It actually bounces. As you see, he's still moving, so I didn't hit his track. You know, but that was a quite extreme angle, so that's why it probably bounced. And there's an LTP there, and he is going to be a headache. That bounce of his turret. Again, this gun has very low penetration, and against sloped armor, it's really not good. And you can also see the horrible accuracy of this thing. I tried to hit him so that the shot will hit his sloped frontal plate at a more flat angle, but I don't manage that. And I see that we are losing control over the first half of the map at the right from my view, so I'm going to set up here to stop potential enemies coming down this road, and it does. A BT-7 has decided to show up and decided to not pay attention and get shot in the side. I know I can't take a shot from him, so he misses, hits me once, twice, and I finish him off. There you go. If I didn't have a low damage roll of one of my shots, I would have killed him. So this gun really does damage. Here is a unlucky T-46. I miss, but luckily he's so low health that the next shall just finish him off. Completely toasted, just how I like him. And here comes the lungs, and this is where I fuck up. Now you see the RNG. Yep, I killed my own. So sorry, roll. Sorry for that. Did really not mean to kill you. Just the gun's RNG. You saw it here. Or maybe he won't say this anyway. But yeah, sorry. This is just what happens with the gun's RNG. It can be really unpredictable. So be careful. Engage people at close up is actually the best you can do. You see your aim time and the accuracy of this gun yourself, and it really is not good for sniping. Now there's one left, and spoilers, we won't catch him. The light tanks, the 3 light tanks on the enemy base, and they capture it. So he gets our way. Just stop right here, because there isn't anything more to show you. That was the Grosstraktor Krupp. It is a fun tank, and if it is on sale on World Tanks, even with gold and all the kind of stuff, I actually still think, yeah, you should get it, because it is a lot of fun. It's a fun package. It does perform very well as long as you know how to use it. But again, get into Tier 5 combat, you are gonna be in a world of pain, because this thing has no armor. As you can see, just flat out nothing. So yeah, that was all. If you like this video, then give a thumbs up. Share this video with anyone who owns a Grosstraktor or plans on owning one, so they can see this video and decide for themselves. And well, if you want to see more of World of Tanks videos or war related stuff, basically that's what I do, then subscribe to see what I upload to YouTube, and you will be notified when it happens. So well guys, that was all for me this time. Messerschmitt 100 out, but first, keep your barrel clean, your ammo dry, and we'll see you on the battlefield. So long.